Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. Yep, different camera angle again because I did move a lot of stuff around in this room. Like the table is back behind me again. It used to be here in front of me. Um, I'm taking a break because for probably 4 to 5 hours, I've been working on these notebooks. I took a stack that was at least a foot tall of patterns out to the dining room table, put out the extensions so that the table was as big as possible, and I started sorting. First, I sorted into major categories like farm and forest, zoo animals, water animals, and then I would take the individual categories and break them down. Like take the zoo animals. Okay, now we got a pile of hippos, we got a pile of elephants, we got a pile of platypus. And I didn't bring back water. Oh, I thought I was ready for this. So as I finished them up, I was bringing them back, sorting them into the notebooks. Had to switch some notebooks. Like, I think there were so many cat patterns. It had to go from a smaller binder into a bigger binder. And I have been very organizing today. I have been sticking to that. We're going to get this done. Going to get this done. It's not done yet. The zoo animals are sorted onto the table right now. So I have to bring back, like, there's a folder for elephants and I'll probably take it out there. Elephants and hippos. I'll make up a separate folder for zoo animals where I have smaller number of patterns. I don't know. Llamas might get their own notebook. I'm playing it by ear. Yeah. So I have not even touched a crochet hook this morning. I need to play with yarn to just the time will come. I'll get there. I'm almost done with sorting. After the zoo animals, I think I have bears to sort through. I'm just going to make a big folder of bears and have regular bears, panda bears, red pandas, polar bears. Just, okay, here's all the bears, one notebook. And there's still a file cabinet with a lot of files in it that need to be sorted. And there's a little, I don't know what you call it, like a file tote. I got it because the person who had purchased it for business was going to throw it away because the latch broke, so you couldn't carry it because the lid wouldn't stay shut. Okay, I'm just going to put it on the floor and put the folders in it, and I want that gone. I want the patterns that are in that into the notebooks, and I'm just going to get rid of that file folder thingy that's broken. And there's a 2-drawer file cabinet. I'd like to get the patterns that I don't know if I'll ever use. I don't know why I printed them out. I have Afghan patterns, baby blanket patterns, sweaters, hats, gloves, slippers. I'm a groomie. I don't need all those, but I don't want to throw them out. So I'll put those in the bottom drawer. I'm probably going to hide yarn in the top drawer. And once I get that all done, I think I'll be more prepared. So I sort of ran out of room. I had these 2 shelves dedicated to the notebooks. I put some on a bookcase in the room, but they won't fit upright. I had to put them like this, and since they're not, they don't stack well. I suppose I could do like, do I have 2 notebooks? Where's in the notebook? I could stack them like that so that they end up flatter, but then I wouldn't be able to read Like, oh, this is our furry friends. Furry friends are out on the dining room table. I have to sort them out to get like hedgehogs in one section, guinea pigs, what else? Mice, to have them. And then I've got some nice little dividers I can put between. Okay. So that's how crazy my morning has been today. I don't know. I don't think it shows. I have a little scratch on the side of my face here. Because when I was getting dressed, pulling up my strap, it came undone from the thing in the back. And since I was exerting force on it to pull it up, once it snapped off like a rubber band, I went and scratched myself on the chin. So that's the kind of day it is. Oh, but I'm feeling good about my progress. Yep. And I had a nice salad for lunch with leftover turkey. And I still haven't brought up meat for dinner. Okay, that as soon as I'm done with the video, I have to go bring up meat for dinner. Just when I think, yeah, I'm making progress, I'm on top of things. Oh, I forgot that. Oh. That's my life. So I have two things to show you. Yesterday's freebie of the day. I'm happy with this one. This was a YouTube, he's looking at me. This was a YouTube tutorial, and I watched the YouTube tutorial to get an idea of how to make it, and was typing it down as went along. Then I made it up from my typed pattern. So since I can't find my crocodile pattern, I am searching, scouring the internet for free crocodile patterns. And I love the way this one turned out. Can you see the bobbles on his back where he's got bumps going down either side of his back? A lot of detail in this guy. And he's no-so. Just, woot, woot, I made a crocodile. I have some bulky green yarn up on my chair that I want to make another one with to make him bigger. Now, this was like a light worsted weight yarn, maybe a DK. I didn't do a wraps per inch. I started out with my usual F 3.75 hook. So the first few rows here were that hook. Pretty loose stitches. I could see, like, oh, my stuffing is going to show through. So I switched to a 3.5 hook. Did a few rows. I still wasn't happy, so I tore those out, and I went down to a 3.0. And I like the way, I think I have much better stiff stitch definition now going down to that size hook. I keep telling myself I'm going to make up a little chart where I put down wraps per inch, and I would have to get the information that that yarn would actually have to have a yarn label on it. And the yarn label would have to be from the last 10 years or so. My vintage yarn ain't going to cut it. Where I could say, okay, this yarn, it's labeled a DK, it's this many wraps per inch, this is this many yards per ounce, and what size hook I use with it. So then if I come up with another yarn, it's like, oh, this feels a little lighter than a worsted. I could do a wraps per inch and say, okay, it's this one. I usually use a 3.5 with that one, and it's this many yards per ounce, so I've got this many yards. I think that kind of chart would really help me out, especially with playing yarn chicken. Although a lot of designers don't put yardage or exact ounces on their patterns. I try to put exact ounces in worsted weight to give you an idea. Like, okay, this one's going to take 0.7 ounces, which was it 50 yards per ounce. So that's like 35 yards. Hope I did that math right. It's crochet math. It's right. Okay, so there was my freebie of the day for yesterday. I haven't even started today's freebie of the day. I'm not even sure which one I'm going to do. I have about 5 patterns up on my chair. I'll have to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay. Then I was like, I'm going to play. I'm going to just take some of this yarn from my craft cart, get a head start on May, where I said I'm going to use up all the yarn in this craft cart. I had mentioned this before when I was showing you the little Merbius fidgets. I have no idea where they are. I can't show you one because I'm very disorganized and I did not bring out the props that I would need for this. Okay, I made those 2 little Merbius toys, and I said I didn't think I had enough left to make a third, but it might make a cute turtle if I doubled up the yarn so that it had sort of a tweedy look and the colors mixed, and then there was some bright yellow in the blend. So let's make yellow head and feet on the turtle. So that's what I did. And there he is, big smiley yellow face. There's the, whoops. There's how the, I call it, I think it looks like fruit stripe gum for some reason. So that's what I called him. Fruity stripe turtle in my inventory. I made a turtle. And today, while I was sorting out these patterns and getting this and that done and all that, I got an Etsy order for a Glam Chick. I have not pulled the bag with the Glam Chicks to find it. I have not made the gift goal. I was like, okay, I'll deal with that later. I'm on a roll. I'm getting stuff done. I'm going to keep going with this. So tomorrow's mail, I'll get the Glam Chick out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know right where they are. So it's just a matter of getting the bag, pulling it out of the bag. Well, then I need to get the other Glam Chicks together and get them all lined up in the light box, get a new group shot, get a picture of the 2 that I think, 2 or 3, that aren't on the listing, get the listing updated. It's never easy, is it? Always like, oh, I'll do this one thing, and it turns into 2, 3, 4. No wonder I never feel caught up. But having all the patterns organized into the notebooks like this, I think is going to make a big difference. Because when I'm like, okay, I just sold a dinosaur, let's make another dinosaur to fill in the space on the Etsy listing, I can just take this nice big dinosaur book and leaf through it, take a look at the yarn by my chair, decide what I want to do, instead of going through miles and miles of piles and files. Isn't that cute? I made that up. To find that one specific pattern. Sort of like what's been going on with the crocodile, the crocky pattern. I still haven't found it. I mean, I emptied out maybe 20 file folders today, and I emptied out some notebooks and went through the foot-high pile that was on top of my bookcase. Still didn't find Crocky. What was I? Notebooks and files. And so now I used to have 4 different notebooks up on my chair with just a mix of things. One notebook was quick and easy. Had Speedy Gonzales on the front. Although I guess Speedy Gonzales has been canceled. The whole culture canceled, like he was not a good role model, so we don't talk about Speedy Gonzales anymore. I have a notebook now. I pulled all the patterns out of that, and I'm just putting back in like the one-page wonders. The patterns that fit on one page, they work up quickly. I like the pattern. I know that they sell. And then there's going to be another notebook that will be the bigger patterns that are bestsellers and favorites, like the Ballerina Kitty, the Ankylosaurus, Tanner the Mini Triceratops, Hilda the Highland Cow. Just, okay, a favorites and a quick notebook. Just those notebooks. So I don't have to go through 4 different notebooks trying to find what I'm looking for. I'm hoping that today's organization It's going to make my life easier. Yep. Now I have lots of empty boxes, but I don't have space. I could fill them up with the inventory. Like I could use them to sort things out, fill them up, but I don't have a place to put them because both closets that I keep inventory in are full. But I have a craft show mid-May. I don't know how far away it is now. Well, this Saturday I think is the 26th. And then we have like May 3rd, 10th. So I'm about 4 weeks out, 4.5 weeks out from my next show. And it's one of those, it's an outdoor show. I may be able to pack the tent and expand out of it if the weather is nice. I may have to have all my tent walls up and be huddled in the back of the tent to avoid the rain if it's not a nice day. And if it is high winds and rain and thunderstorms, I have to take a $50 loss. Or is it 40? Whatever. I'll just take the loss because I have done a show in weather like that once before, and I ended up with a literal river running through my tent, and it got my stuff wet, my boxes, all the boxes that were under the table. If it was cardboard, it was ruined. And I had to leave dozens of stuffed animals sitting out on the porch in the heat to try to dry them out. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So I don't want to do that again. Nope. Okay. I think my break time is over. I think it's time to sort out more patterns, fill more notebooks, and bring the meat up for dinner. Okay. If I don't say it, somebody's going to ask in the comments. Tonight we are having lamb chops, Greek potatoes, and Greek salad. One of our favorite meals. We like Greek food. And I like feta cheese. And yeah, it's going to be yummy. So, bye-bye. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Because I have to make my freebie of the day, so I have something to show you tomorrow. Besides, like, more notebooks on the shelves, more organization. Some of the yarn from over here got moved to over here so that I could put notebooks over there, too. Ran out of room. How many notebooks can one person have? And there's more notebooks down in the basement. But those are mostly really old patterns. There's not all that many amigurumi patterns down there. So I might bring some of those notebooks up and like mix them in with these. Like I think I have a mermaid and unicorn notebook that I brought up from the basement. It was unicorns and mermaids, and I gave unicorns their own book, and I gave mermaids their own book. And I said like 2 minutes ago that I was going to go bye-bye, right? Bye-bye. Oh, my kids are grown. I'm a Grammy now. I shouldn't say bye-bye unless I'm talking to the grandchildren. So, goodbye again. Thank you again for watching.